Good morning, ma. Welcome to Alpha Online Education Commerce Theory part for the second year's English medium. The chapter that we are dealing with, that is the functions of management. So in the previous sessions we have discussed about the planning, organizing, staffing. Yes, we have discussed about the three functions, and in this session we are going to discuss about the fourth function of the management, that is directing. Directing means giving instructions to the subordinates, seeing whether they are doing the job good or not, whether they are following the goals of the organization or not. So this is known as directing. Simply in the simple words, I have explained you what is directing. Giving directions to the subordinates by the management or superior, and seeing whether they are doing correctly or not. If they are not doing, they are out of the track, then bringing them into track so that they can achieve the ultimate organization objective. Okay, so this is the introduction. Just in a simple words we can say what is directing. Okay, now let us move on to the meaning of the directing. Yes, the term directing includes the issue of orders and instructions. Okay, it is an issue of order and instruction. Issue of orders and instruction to the subordinates. Okay, issuing orders and instructions to whom? To subordinates. Who will issue that orders? Superiors. Okay, superiors or management. Guiding and educating them in the proper methods of doing work. So, what the superiors will do, they will provide guidelines and educate them, educate the subordinates by proper methods, so that they can do the work so that the subordinates can do the work and the superiors will supervise. Okay, they will supervise the work whether they are doing correctly or they are committing any kind of mistake. If there is any mistake, they will explain in this way you should not have to do, you have to do in this way. So in this way they will give explanation and they will provide guidelines how to do the work fastly without losing the energy. Okay, that is about the directing. Let us move on to directing the subordinates required the following activities. While directing the subordinates, while the superiors or management directing the subordinates, they required the following activities. These activities are required. Let us see what is this. Issuing order and instruction. First, the superior or management, what they have to do? They have to issue orders or instructions. First step, they have to issue order or instruction. Guiding, instructing and counseling the subordinates about proper way of doing the work. After that, they have to provide the guidance, instructing. Okay, if there is any problem to the subordinate with the work or within the workplace, then counseling should have to be done. Counseling means explaining. This is not the way of behaving with the other subordinates. This is not the way of doing the work. Okay, this type of small type of counseling the subordinates about proper way of doing the work, how they have to do work properly. So for that they are giving the counseling and instructions, guidelines to the subordinates. Monitoring the work of the subordinates to ensure their performance is according to the plan. Okay, they monitor the work. They monitor the work of the subordinates, whether they are doing the work according to the organizational plan or they are doing something wrong. So he will monitor, he will keep his eyes on the subordinates. Motivating the subordinates to change attitudes, okay, to change attitudes towards achievement of organizational goals. So the superior or the management, what they have to do? They have to motivate. Okay, they have to motivate the subordinates to to achieve the organizational objectives. See, in the organization, different peoples are involved, every person has different attitude. So, it is the duty of the management or it is the duty of the superiors to change the attitude of the person or change the attitude of an employee towards their organizational objectives or towards the achievement of their organization goals. Because every person comes from different backgrounds and they have the different type of circumstances. So at the time when they all come at the one place, they have to be motivated. Okay, they have to be motivated and they have to bring in the track so that only the organization can achieve its ultimate goal or targets. Next, fifth one is that maintaining discipline and rewarding effective job. So when they are performing good job, when they are doing the work effectively, means correctly and in short time, perfect work, at that time they should have to be given some rewards. And discipline is very much important. It is not only important for the workers, it is not only important for the subordinates, it is important for top level management, middle level management and low level management, for total organization from top administrative staff to bottom labor. Up to that there should be some discipline, then only the organization can achieve its ultimate goal. Next, importance of directing. Directing, what are the importance? Let us see. Directing guides employees to realize their potential and capabilities by motivating and providing effective leadership. So the superiors become as a leaders. Okay, they will take the leadership and they will motivate, they will give instructions, they will educate, they will provide whatever type of help that subordinates required, and they motivate the subordinates so that their inner potential, means inner capabilities, inner capacities, inner creativity that can become outside and which help for the organization to achieve its objectives. Through directing, managers not only tell the people as to what they should do, when they should do and how they should do, but also see that their instructions are implemented in proper manner. So directing means not only telling to the people that what they should have to do and when they should have to do, how they should have to do, not only these, and also it also involves seeing that the instructions whatever passed to the subordinates, okay, whatever the instructions that are passed to the subordinate, whether they are implementing properly or not, this is also the responsibility, okay, this is also the responsibility of the superior or the manager, okay. Next, principles of directing. Yes, maximum individual contribution. So maximum, how much an individual employee can contribute his service to the organization, that much he has to contribute. When he contribute good service to the organization, then the organization will be developed. Ultimately, the employee remuneration will also be increased. Remuneration ante salary. Okay. Directing techniques must help every individual in the organization to contribute his maximum potential. Maximum potential means maximum capacity. Doing a work, every person has different capacity. A person will complete a work within a week. Another person will take a month to complete it. And one more person take just one day to complete that particular work. Because of inner potential, every person has different capabilities, right? So, for achievement of organizational objectives, in order to achieve the organizational objectives, it is necessary that every individual should have to contribute whatever the potential, inner potential they have to contribute for the organizational development. Harmony of objectives. Harmony means bringing together different types of attitudes. We find that individual objectives of workforce and organizational objectives conflict each other. కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్ మీనింగ్ ఏంటంటే డిస్ప్యూట్స్, గొడవలు అన్నట్టు, లేదా కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్స్ అంటే ఓ టైప్ ఆఫ్ డిస్టర్బెన్స్ ఏర్పడుతుంది. ఎక్కడ మేడం అంటే we find that individual objectives, okay, one person individual objective and organizational objectives. Yes, individual objectives are different from the organizational objectives. There is a variation between these two, between the organizational objectives and between the individual objectives. So when these two objectives they interact, at the time there is a conflict. Okay, just how it will be like ఐరన్ని తీసుకొని మనము స్టోన్ మీద కొడితే స్మాల్ ఫైర్ స్పార్క్ వస్తుంది చూడండి, ఆ విధంగా అన్నట్టు చిన్న స్పార్క్ అనేది ఏర్పడుతుంది. ఎలా మేడం అంటే ఇండివిజువల్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్స్ గోయింగ్ టు బీ ఇన్ కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్ విత్ ద ఆర్గనైజేషనల్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్స్. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ద డ్యూటీ ఆఫ్ ద మేనేజర్ టు బ్రింగ్ ఆల్ అండర్ వన్ కేటగిరీ. ఓకే, changing the individual objectives into organizational objectives. That is the duty of the manager. That's why I have written here harmony of objectives. Harmony means making common, making all the objectives of the individual as common to which are similar, common or similar to the organizational objectives. So that is about the harmony of objectives. Next, that is the unity of command. Yes, next is unity of command. Command means what? See, in the unity of command, that is nothing. One subordinate, see, group of subordinates or one subordinate should have to receive instruction from one superior. Command should be received from only one superior. Next, appropriateness of direction techniques. So according to this principle, appropriate motivation and leadership techniques should be used while directing the people. While giving directions to the people, it is necessary for the supervisor or manager to become as a leader, to stand as a leader and also motivate them. Motivation will bring a certain change in human being. So they have to motivate them to achieve the organization goals. Okay, to bringing them under the track. When they are out of the track, they have to bring on the track so that the organization objectives can be easily achieved and the organization can be survive in the dynamic environment. Managerial communication. Effective managerial communication across all the levels in the organization makes the directing effective. So there should be a communication among all the levels, from top level to middle level, from middle level to bottom level. So at every level there should be a communication. Without the communication, the directing process can't be successful. So communication is the most important thing in the organization. Use of informal organization. Formal, informal. Formal means official, informal means unofficial. Okay, manager should realize that, the manager should have to realize that there will be informal groups or organizations exist with every formal organization. In every formal organization there will be informal groups of employees or organizations, means unions. Okay, so the manager should have to take these informal groups or organizations as a source. Okay, he has to utilize it as a source, and who is the main leader in that group. Okay, informer ante కూర్చొని మాట్లాడుకుంటూ ఉంటారు నార్మల్గా ఎంప్లాయీస్ వర్క్ చేయకుండా మాట్లాడుకుంటూ ఉంటారు. సో అట్లా మాట్లాడుకునేటప్పుడు వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తుంటారు, వాళ్ళ గురించి వీళ్ళ గురించి దే విల్ టాక్ అబౌట్ ద కాంట్రవర్సీస్, దే విల్ టాక్ అబౌట్ సమ్ అదర్, దే టాక్ అబౌట్ ద మేనేజ్మెంట్ లెవెల్, దే టాక్ అబౌట్ ద అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ లెవెల్. Okay, these type of group discussions they will do. So the manager, the intelligent manager, what he has to do means he has to see, and by seeing that he has to utilize that negative point as a positive point. Okay, it is a negative thing, informal thing in the organization is a negative, but he has to convert that negative into positive to achieve the organization goal. Okay. Leadership. Managers should exercise good leadership as it influences the subordinates positively. So, managers should exercise means he has to perform a good leadership. Okay, it influences the subordinates positively. So that the subordinates will perform positive way. They do overtime. They will complete the work very fastly because they get motivated, right? While directing the subordinates without causing dissatisfaction to them, without dissatisfying. When you are motivating one employee, you should not dissatisfy other employee. Okay, oh, you are very good at the work, see that fellow is nothing, he don't know anything, like this you should not have to motivate. You have to motivate in that way that every employee should be motivated. No one should be dissatisfied with the motivation of the manager. So this is about the directing, the fourth principle, the fourth function of the management. And the last final, that is controlling. We will going to study about the controlling in the next session in detail. Okay, right.